Have you ever like read something and it just like sends chills down your spine?
Oh, yeah.
I felt that way reading this excerpt from Surah Al-Masad.
Okay.
It's the 111th chapter of the Quran.
Right.
And what's so wild is it's a direct condemnation
Oh, wow.
of this specific person, Abu Lahab and his wife.
Wow, a whole surah about one guy?
I know, right? Like, talk about intense.
Yeah, no kidding.
And the language is so strong.
It really is, it doesn't hold back at all.
Not at all. Like, it starts right off the bat.
Yeah.
Condemned are the hands of Abu Lahab, and he is condemned.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so right away, this isn't going to be like a happy story.
For sure not.
But what makes this word condemned so powerful?
I think it signifies just complete and utter rejection.
Okay.
Not just disapproval, but an actual pronouncement of ultimate doom, basically.
Oh, wow.
And especially in the context of the Quran,
Yeah.
it carries this huge spiritual weight.
So it's like not just a human judgment, it's like a divine decree.
Exactly.
Wow, that is heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And then it keeps going.
Yeah.
Verse 2, his wealth did not avail him, nor did what he acquired.
Right.
It's interesting how it like focuses on material things,
Yeah, it highlights, that in Islam, worldly possessions
Yeah.
are meaningless in the face of divine judgment.
Right.
And, we know from history, Abu Lahab was a wealthy guy.
He was loaded.
Yeah, he had status, he had all the things. And this verse is emphasizing that none of it could save him.
It's like a reality check.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a reminder that chasing after riches isn't the ultimate goal.
Right.
But then, whoa, things get really intense.
Yeah.
Verses 3 and 4, he will burn in a flaming fire.
Yeah.
And his wife, the firewood carrier. Whoa.
Yeah, the imagery is so strong.
So strong.
And fire in the Quran, often symbolizes the ultimate consequence of rejecting God.
Right.
And what's so interesting here is Abu Lahab's wife.
Yeah.
She's portrayed as an accomplice.
Wow.
Adding fuel to the fire.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah,
It's like saying your choices can have consequences. Not just for you, but for like the people around you.
absolutely.
And then there's that last image, verse 5. Around her neck is a rope of thorns.
Ooh, yeah.
Chilling.
That's a haunting detail.
It is such a powerful image.
Really powerful metaphor.
Yeah.
I think some scholars interpret it as, the burdens she carried in life.
Oh, interesting.
Like the weight of her choices.
Pardon
Or
me?
even her, unwavering support of her husband. Other people see it as a symbol of her suffering in the afterlife.
Right.
It adds a whole other dimension to the surah.
It really does.
Yeah.
So we keep talking about Abu Lahab, but who was he really?
Yeah.
And why is this whole surah, focused on him?
So Abu Lahab was actually the Prophet Muhammad's uncle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And ironically, his name means father of flame,
Whoa.
which is super chilling considering, what the surah is about.
I know. Talk about foreshadowing.
Yeah. Right. And he was a fierce opponent of Islam.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He actively tried to discredit the prophet.
So maybe it's not just about this one guy and his wife then.
Right.
Maybe it's about the consequences of actively opposing God's message.
Exactly. It's a warning
Yeah.
against rejecting the truth and choosing the wrong path.
And the way it's written is so powerful.
Yeah.
So stark and rhythmic.
It's like you can feel the intensity.
Yeah.
The language is a huge part of what makes this surah so impactful. It's like, like a hammer hitting an anvil.
Wow. Yeah.
Each word is so carefully chosen, to really drive that message home.
So we've got this condemnation, this vivid imagery, this historical context.
Right.
What does it all mean for us today?
Well, I think it reminds us that our choices matter.
Yeah.
It's about aligning ourselves with truth and justice and recognizing that there are consequences for our actions.
Right.
Both in this life and the next.
Wow. It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
It's intense, but it definitely makes you stop and reflect. It makes me wonder, what are the echoes of Abu Lahab's story in our own lives?
Oh, that's a good question.
What choices are we making?
Yeah.
And what impact are they having on us and those around us?
Yeah.
That's definitely something to think about.
For sure.
Until next time, keep diving deep.